big silky bitch. Thinking real delicious, getting filthy rich. Never been a joker, hate a punk or simp. Get your blunts up high while I talk my shit.
Breaking news, y'all. If you don't hurt your fans, they might fuck. Breaking news, y'all. If you don't hurt your fans, they might not turn on you. In fact, they might just love you forever. So don't hurt your fans, okay? Breaking news. This is Angel Davenport. Yeah!
Hey everybody, my name is Psalm 1 and this is my OG. Oh yeah, we back, baby. Tip of the week. Hey, I just gotta say, hey, let's watch our addictions. How about we do that? Yeah, we're dealing with a reckoning of many proportions while we're tearing down systems and patriarchy and all that stuff, while we're exposing abuse in our musical communities. We have to discuss, damn nigga, why you always so fucking high? Mm-hmm. Me, I'm niggas. Back in the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not now.
Not anymore. I've been clean for years now, which is awesome. But I know that is some shit that like everybody talks about but don't talk about enough. Man, it's a lot of our friends, a lot of people that we love, a lot of people we've come up with. There's a slow deterioration of the soul that happens the more you abuse drugs, while we're talking about abuse. So, keeping it short and sweet, let's keep an eye on our vices. Shit, I done gained, I don't know how much, and that's good. I love my body, my thicker quarantine, eating my fucking feelings body. But that's also an addiction too. So we should just check on what we're obsessing over and what we're abusing too much. So that is my OG tip of the week. Y'all be safe out there.
I know it's fun to say boycott rhyme sayers, but what does that actually mean? We all know cancellations don't really mean shit. So here's what you can do. 1. Don't stream their music. 2. Don't buy their merch. 3. When the Rona is over, don't buy tickets to their shows. You can boycott any artist this way.
All right, everybody. Hi, boycott rhyme sayers. When I say that, I mean I want systems of oppression to take accountability for the things that they've done. Every artist on that label does not deserve to starve, but they're just, where there's smoke, there's fire. Bigger than my story, bigger than any one story. We're talking about systems of gatekeepers and hometown heroes who, abuse their power. And zooming in quite a bit, we want to take accountability for ourselves playing into these systems and these structures, because we've been getting learned a lot this week.
Yeah. And
we learned that being the only girl in a crew is patriarchy. Being like this untouchable female that thinks she's better than other females, that's patriarchy. We can all exist. And we used to be in a group called the Rapper Chicks, and there were 4 of us. As you can see, there's 2 of us left. Yeah. And a lot of that had to do with, take it away.
Well, and we are also not the Rapper Chicks anymore. For a good reason.
We are very silky, big silky.
Yeah, so just to keep it 100% true, because we have lots of new supporters and lots of people who are counting on us to be accountable. I want to say 2014 was the beginning of the Rapper Chicks. Started out beautiful, kind, loving, all that jazz. Became very traumatic.
And toxic. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Yep. Fighting over boys. Yep. Fighting over dumb shit.
Fighting over shit that didn't even matter.
And doing lots of drugs and being mean to each other, really.
Yep. So one member left. R.I.P. Henny, because she's actually no longer here. Yep. On this plane. And another member was kicked out because toxicity. To just keep it 100% true, me and
We
Sam,
were beating each other up.
Yeah,
we were being violent towards each other. I mean, this toxicity and this abuse isn't just guys beating and raping and sexually abusing and psychologically abusing women. Women do it to each other as well.
Yeah.
We did it to each other. It's something we talk about because this isn't the first time we talked about it either, but it's something we speak about in our music. I've done plenty of interviews about this. There's articles and things that you can totally like look up. It's not a proud moment, but it's things that we went through, and we wouldn't be as strong as we are right now if we didn't go through that shit. Yeah. We had to do that shit publicly. It was fucking embarrassing. It really put a stop to our paper for a little while.
Our paper, our music,
but
our
niggas
lives.
had to go fucking sit in the corner because we were fucking each other up.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
Just to keep it real true, niggas was like raging drug addicts.
There was sexual abuse. There was drug abuse. There was domestic violence. And a lot of people, when we were speaking out about the shit happening to us, no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck. A lot of this boycott rhyme sayer stuff is just back around on me because niggas didn't believe me in 2015, or they just dismissed me if they did believe me, or they dismissed me because they felt like if they stood with me, that was going against them and would stop their paper. Yeah. So, this shit is not just cut and dry. It's very layered, and we've all played into these systems, but we gotta stop doing it.
Yeah. I think the reason that Sam and I can go so hard and, stand with survivors and really be like, fuck the patriarchy, is because 3 years ago when we did get clean, we took a firm stance. We talked to each other about our abuse. We talked to each other.
We talked to a therapist. We talked to our parents. People knew, and only our closest people helped us get out of it.
Yeah.
We moved to Minneapolis
to get clean, to stay sober, to be smarter, to do better music, to be healthy.
Yeah, we came to Minneapolis from Chicago to get healthy, and it's crazy that a lot of this shit is coming back full circle, but we're healthy now. So we're strong enough to help people. We don't know what the future holds. We don't have all the fucking answers. Nope. But we know what the wrong thing is, and we know what the right thing is. And we're trying to be on the right side of history here, guys.
Yeah, and none of us are perfect people. And the fact of the matter is, the accountability that starts, the real work, has to start in your own circle. It's got to start with yourself. You got to be able to tell yourself the truth. To be 100% honest, your girl was a raging drug addict and alcoholic who was sexually violated by a member of my group. I still not you, but a member the member who was kicked out. I was raped by her, and I stayed for 3 years in a toxic situation that only got worse and only spiraled out of control. So I know this shit is not black and white.
Yeah, but we're not out to judge anybody.
No.
So I know a lot of people are feeling judged, but that's not what this is supposed to be. Motherfuckers out here who's doing the heinous shit should feel mad shame. But when you know how complicated this shit is, and when you're standing up for the right shit, then you can sleep all right at night, But there's so many survivors out here that are talking, and even more that aren't talking.
Yeah.
So, we're not scared to tell our story over and over and over again and continue
We've been telling it for 5 years.
Then we continue doing the work, because that's what accountability looks like, right? You don't just fucking do it one time. You say, I did it. You might have to talk about this shit again. We didn't want to fucking come on here and talk about this shit again.
Yeah.
But it's part of the work that we need to do. So we just want to be, even more transparent while we're boycotting abusers, not just rhyme sayers. We're boycotting these systems of oppression all over. We were talking about defund the police, abolish the police. Yep. We trying to fucking make radical changes here. Yeah. And this is where it starts. It's by making sure people know that you're fucking human.
Yeah.
Doing better is a process, man.
Yeah. It's okay that you're human.
It's okay that you're fucked up.
You're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, just make some new ones.
Just learn. Learn from them.
Yeah, and don't get mad when a motherfucker calls you out, because a motherfucker probably gotta go on Twitter right now and put out some fires. You feel me? It's steadfast work.
And it's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
So keep opening your little onions, y'all. Keep peeling those layers of trauma back, and keep applying pressure to yourself so that you can be a better human and a better person, and you can be right with yourself and your spirit and your soul. Because if you're not right with you, then nobody else is going to give a fuck.
And apply pressure to these fuck niggas.
And boycott rhyme sayers, bitch.
So many great people in the Twin Cities doing so many dope things to rebuild our communities. We want to send a special shout out to our friend of yours, Buddha Ty, over at Buddha Blends.
Buddha!
Because of everyone supporting, he's got his highest pre-order to date. Over 90 juices pre-ordered.
Come through. Let's go, black business.
So that nigga ain't never coming out the kitchen again.
Basically, he's going to be making juices forever, and I'm going to be buying them forever, and hopefully you'll be buying them forever too. And maybe one day they'll be in grocery stores all over the nation, or corner stores, the hood supply store, or shit in the food pantry that's up the street.
Maybe
Who
just
knows?
build a big ass juice waterfall, just juices, beautiful
Juicing,
blends
bitch.
coming
Just
on down
juicing.
the walk. But yeah, we love you, Buddha, and we're so happy and proud, and it's just awesome watching your business grow. And you feeding the community something good, shit.
Yeah, healthy, intentional juice, full of love, good vibes, and just a really good person and a really good man. And yeah.
Look at you.
Look at you, Buddha. Look at you. Go ahead.
Do you like your immune system boosted? Buddha Bless. Do you like fresh juice? Buddha Bless. Do you like delivery? Buddha Bless. Do you like black-owned business? Buddha Blends. Available in Blue Magic, Green Dream, Orange Crush, and Blood Red.
It's a very silky show.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Crystal. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How's your day going today?
It's going fine. I'm just unpacking.
Congratulations on your new move.
Thank you.
Okay, so besides being my mother, you're an acclaimed author.
That's right.
You want to tell them about your book, the book you wrote?
My book I wrote, it's just about 6 years old now. And the name of it is Old School Adventures from Inglewood, South Side of Chicago. And I wrote it at the time because whenever you Googled Inglewood, South Side of Chicago, or Inglewood, not to be confused with Inglewood, California, there was not a lot of positive information or books that were positive. At that time, I did see a book of poetry or hip hop book someone had wrote, but I wanted this to be like a history of growing up, and it's actually a history of growing up on the South Side of Chicago in Inglewood. We been in a home since 1959, so 60 years. And so my book is a series of essays, about 20 essays that run from the time period of when my father and mother came up from Mississippi. So it runs from like the time period of the 50s and 60s up through the mid 80s when my father passed away.
I enjoyed that book very much, and it definitely made me cry a lot just because it's like you're talking about our family,
Right. And the history of it and things that we enjoyed as kids and going through high school, and some of the trials that I had going through high school in a time of at the end of segregation, so to speak. One of the essays is around hair and maintenance of hair, and it talks about how in the early 90s, when I decided to chop all my hair off and to go afro, to go natural, and then I started growing my locks. So it's been 20 years with my locks now.
So I wanted to have you on the show to add a little bit of context for this this mission I'm on, the Boycott Rhyme Sayers mission, and also adding a bit of context for why I'm even in Minneapolis. There's a lot of tough things going on. The Me Too movement has come back around, which is, that's to be expected when you're, trying to tear down systems of oppression. Women are all survivors. So I wanted to, if you could, speak a little about how how it's a cycle, because we both know that I've been on both sides of domestic violence. I saw it as a kid with a few family members, but I also know that you're a survivor. And while I never saw you, you kept that part away from me visually. The walls in our home were thin when we lived on Sheridan. So really the questions I wanted to ask, and we won't get too deep because I don't want to get too specific and I don't want to open any super old wounds.
Sure.
So I just wanted to pivot to my childhood, and then also understanding, like, as a mom who kind of kept me from that, how it felt knowing that, in this hip hop, I got caught up in that too.
Well, I'm sad about that. I hate that you've gone through those experiences. Uh, and I believe I was able to keep you from that because that relationship was so brief. I mean, because as soon as I got it and realized things were not going to be all harmonious and not happy and all the time, I cut that off. And so I worked toward getting out of that situation. And
Yeah.
so I remember when you were telling me, oh, when you were older, how you would hear things. And so, I hate that you heard that. But immediately, because I had been through some situations before, I knew that there's no way that I was going to continue that relationship. And so I think, I may have been, I worked as harder to get out of that relationship. So, and not necessarily to protect you from hearing stuff, but the fact that I didn't want to keep being exposed to being abused and being and have to fight in a relationship. Shouldn't have to physically fight with someone who loves you or you think you love them and they love you. So what are we fighting about? I can understand maybe arguments and little tidbit things like that, but to physically have to fight someone, it was like, no, I'm not doing this. And so I got out of that relationship.
But I'm so proud that you did that, because as a child, I saw those. I mean, I heard things, but then that never occurred again. I never saw you go through something like that again. Go ahead.
But for the most part, my dating life while you were young, I kept it from you because you would go over to the South Side on the weekend, and then maybe I would go out, or I would have company. I always made a note that you didn't need to meet people that I was dating. I didn't need to bring men around you. I think you may have been 12 or 13 when I brought someone around, and he was a regular, but we were back in Inglewood then. And then even on Sheridan, a little of Sheridan and Inglewood, there was another person. But I don't know, you might be able to count 2 people in your life between other than your father, but between that and you turning 18, I think there might have only been 2 men that you met.
After we left Sheridan,
okay,
in that violent situation, you were never anything like that again with a mate, or?
No, never again. I mean, and I've dated a few people, but never again any emotional or physical or mental abuse.
I wanted to talk more about how you did the work to get out of that relationship, also to change your life and to, kind of change your standards or what you're attracted to, because there's a lot of women out there, a lot of people who will get into a dangerous situation or a violent situation with a mate and then just keep dating people like that.
Right.
It's about breaking those cycles. So, I mean, what kind of internal stuff were you doing, or were you just kind of like fed up for a long time?
Well, I think it might have just been a thing where you seek out better people, or you don't become, I think you don't become comfortable with someone before you can feel them out a bit. And so I think it was all maybe in the dating process or in the get to know you process, or the fact that certain elements might not be around. If, in my experience, if someone is doing drugs or someone has a drinking problem, then sometimes with the mate, whether it's male or female, that can open itself up to abuse, some type of abuse. So I think it's just a matter of the people that you decide to hang out with, or enter into a relationship with. Because I've never, and even I've had one long-term relationship since then that was, almost 10 years, but
Right.
it was a great relationship. And I'm not going to say that we didn't run into issues, but there were never issues around, you're cussing somebody out, or you threatening someone and things like that. I just think it takes for that person, the male or female, to decide that, okay, I'd rather be by myself than be in a situation that's not going to be healthy for me. Love yourself and treat yourself well, and take yourself out to dinner or the theater or travel. I used to travel even on my own years ago. I wouldn't do it anymore. So I think it just takes, if I'm talking female, it just takes for a woman to decide that, okay, I can just hang out with myself, or just hang out with my buddies, and not necessarily be with somebody who I know it's going to be a toxic relationship.
Because we're talking about males, females, and also gender nonconforming people, because this type of situation, these just types of situations, they happen across the board. And I think you brought up a very good point about being clean and about dating people who aren't abusing drugs and alcohol, because your sentence, you get dulled, your spirits get dulled. And you allow more type of stuff when that happens. Also, people are less able to handle their emotions when they're all drunk.
And then the next day they wonder what happened. And so, I'm just speaking from my perspective of dating only men. Yeah. But like I say, and I agree, it's across the board. Whoever your partner is going to be, you need to just, if your partner is going to be abusive in any form, then maybe you don't need a partner or that partner, and maybe you just need to sit back and just analyze and just sit and wait and just grow yourself and figure out just what's best for you.
That's great, Mom.
You're welcome, Crystal.
Well, I'm definitely going to tell everybody to buy your book, because Mama needs new shoes and all that.
That's right. I just moved. I need a broom. I don't even have a broom.
And so, you gotta get you a broom later.
And then the other selling point is a lot of my essays, you have a poem that sort of sums up the essay.
This is true. I am.
That's right.
Well, I love you so much.
I love you too, someone.
I love you too, Inglewood Elaine. We'll put your little ad on there too.
Nice seeing you. So, okay, we'll talk later.
Hey, she the freak of the week. Hey.
You don't need a song for every segment, sis.
Damn, that's true. You just drag the shit out of me.
Hey, so, as you guys know, we're a poly couple. We are, polyed up, and right now we're very monog.
Yeah.
But we wanted to, say...
We got somebody say, hey guys, we know y'all like the sexes, so how do y'all stay sexy timing during like a pandemic revolution, traumatizing Me Too movement uprising? How do we stay sexy time and when we frightened and traumatized and terrorized half the time? How you get sex in?
It's porn. OnlyFans.
Porn helps.
OnlyFans.
Porn helps.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh man, nuts are good for busting. But I feel weird because everything's weird.
And I'm terrified
Yeah.
of the Rona and the race war. and I mean, not these police because they're not terrifying. They're not terrifying, but they are terrorizing. But shit, you know, like, this shit's wild. So I'd say, like, get your porn on. Get your self-care.
Orgasms are part of self-care.
Yes.
So get yours in.
Get your self-care.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're partnered up, then, you know, take some time to tell your boo that they're fine as fuck.
You fine as fuck.
And that you love them a lot.
I love you a lot.
And that you want to eat that ass. Take some time. Take some time to just make some time to make some love. Because you're going to need it. And it's a part of your healing process too. So, that's our break of the week.
No weird racist porn though. All right.
No showing feet.